It started raining as I was setting up to do this video, so there might be a little bit of background noise, so if there is, it's just the rain. Anyway, if you are here watching this video, I'm assuming it's because you are looking for ways to increase and raise your self-esteem. So you're in the right place. I'm glad you are here. Now, I know some people who seem to have this sort of unshakable sure-footedness in who they are and this belief in themselves. And then there are others of us who struggle with self-esteem for a good part of our lives. We struggle sometimes to feel good about ourselves, to value ourselves, to know our worth, and we're sometimes very quick to back down internally and go back into this place of feeling like I'm not good enough, I'm not okay, other people are better. You start comparing yourself to others, and you start to feel like you're just not as good as, and it's better to stay small, and it's better to stay, to feel little of yourself. This is something we got to change, and we can change it. We're going to go through a tapping script in a moment that we can do together. But before that, I just wanted to talk about some key points about self-esteem. Why is it that we sometimes struggle with self-esteem? Yes, we all go through setbacks and challenges and obstacles in life, but for those of us who have an ongoing difficulty and struggle to feel good about ourselves, what is this about? Sometimes we may have learned growing up that it was not okay to feel good about ourselves. And in feeling good about ourselves, what it did is it held the mirror up to our caretakers, who didn't feel good about themselves, what they were lacking, what they were not doing for themselves. So instead of looking at themselves and rising up to this higher vibration and this better feeling, they tried to squash that self-esteem that was coming up in you. And if we learn this over years and years and years, the effects, when we get into our adult lives, can be far-reaching. It can affect our work, our relationships, our home life, our friendships, everything. It can prevent us from achieving and going after what we want to do because we really don't feel like we would measure up, like people would like us, like we would be good enough. And again, these are all lies that we have bought into. And we may have bought into these when we were children because we didn't know any other way and we didn't have any other option. But the point I want to make here is that now you do have a choice and you do have other options. And although you may have learned all this junk, all this garbage, you don't have to continue it anymore. You don't. You're not stuck. This can change. So let's get into the tapping and let's see where this goes and let's just see if we can clear this out. The more that we tap about this topic, as in doing this, a few minutes a day, the more that we can clear this out and replace it with understanding our greatness and understanding our light and expressing our light and the joy and excitement of who we are. Okay, so I'm doing this completely with no notes around me, so I'm just gonna let it come and I have no idea what I'm about to say. So, tapping on the side of the hand. Even though I learned to not value myself, I choose to love myself anyway. Even though I learned I wasn't good enough, I choose to deeply and completely love, honor, and accept myself. Tapping on top of the head. I didn't learn to value who I was. I learned to play small. And in a strange way, this actually was safer. I still do this today. I tell myself, I'm just not that good. Who would like me? If only people knew who I really was. Then people would leave me. They wouldn't want to be my friend or my partner. I just don't feel good about who I am. I don't measure up. And I just feel bad about myself all the time. I have lots of criticism for myself. I have a whole lot of judgment towards myself. And many times, My self-talk is really negative. If I do ever feel good about myself, I quickly slide back down to feeling bad. This is usually because I make a mistake. And I can be really hard on myself when I make mistakes. Because I feel like I have to be perfect. I feel like I have to be perfect in order to get love. In order to be okay. In order to get approval. This is what I learned growing up as a child. This is still running my life today. I'm still carrying this around. This 100-pound weight. Dragging it all throughout my life. Why do I keep doing this? Somehow it feels more comfortable. It may be painful, but I know it. Feeling good about myself actually feels kind of weird. But that's okay. It just means I'm not used to it yet. In time, that can become my new normal. Feeling good about myself is my birthright. And all this nonsense about being unworthy, well, I choose to get rid of that. I am inherently worthy and worthwhile. I am a good person. I have high self-esteem. I know that I am deserving. I clear out all these wrong things I learned. I know that they came from people who were also in pain. And now that I see this, I let it go. I liberate myself. I free myself from these chains. I know that I'm a worthwhile person. It is okay to love and accept myself. And I allow myself to feel that. I am worthwhile and worthy. I am a good person. I am healing this wound. I am reclaiming my personal power. I choose to feel good. I love and accept myself. I approve of myself. And I accept myself. And I clear out anything to the contrary. I let go of the need to be perfect. How boring would that be? I'm lovable just as I am. Take a deep breath and see how you feel. See if you feel a little bit brighter than when you started the tapping. I know for me, I was getting a little choked up at first, and even as I went through this, now I feel a few shades brighter. I feel a little bit better, and I hope that you do too. Please feel free to share this with anyone you think could benefit, and I so appreciate you watching and joining me on this journey of healing and self-growth. Getting a little tongue-tied. I'm so happy to have you along. Thank you so much for watching. As always, questions or comments, leave them for me below the video. Thanks, everyone.